Hi, I got a quick question for you. Does it make me a damn dirty communist that I almost enjoy shooting this more than I enjoy shooting this?
Showing preference for one gun over another doesn't make you a communist, but wearing that hat of a gun control organization does.
Welcome to the Milsert Mike channel. Today I want to talk about and shoot my Soviet TT-33 pistol. My March 8, 2017 video was about the Romanian TTC, which is a clone of the TT-33, a pistol created by the Soviet Union's John Moses Browning, Fyodor Tokarov. In that video I went over the history of the TT-33 and the 7.62 by 25mm Tokarov round in general, so I recommend you watch that video for a more in-depth history. But the Cliff Notes version is that the TT-33 pistol and the 7.62 by 25 Tokarov round were kind of a chicken and egg scenario. Where first the Army desired a pistol that could fire the 7.63 by 25 round used by the C-96 broom-handle Mauser, loved in Russia. Then a more souped-up version of the round, the 7.62 by 25, was created for use in submachine guns. And finally, Tokarov created the TT-30 pistol, which could shoot the 7.62 by 25 round. The TT-33 was an improvement over the original TT-30 pistol and used a short recoil tilting barrel system similar to a 1911, while looking similar to a Browning or Colt 1903 externally. Of course, the Soviets could not produce enough needed for World War II, so the TT-33 served in conjunction with the Model 1895 Nagant revolver. In 1953, both the Tokarov and Nagant were replaced by the 9x18 Makarov pistol and round, on which I made a video on September 16, 2017. For many years after that, several Eastern Bloc nations produced their own versions of the Tokarov, and now clones can be cheaply obtained on the surplus market, hence me having a TTC well before obtaining a TT-33. Now that I have a TT-33, I had to take it out and compare it to the clone. I will say the Romanian clone definitely does its predecessor justice. There are a few differences between the two, but they're mainly cosmetic. The serrations on the slide are the most notable difference when looking from far away, and on a closer look you can see that CCCP surround the star on the grips instead of RRP. You can also see the import billboard on the TTC, whereas I believe the TT-33 must be a bringback, as I see no import mark on it. The TT-33 also has the ISVEC symbol on it, whereas the TTC has the Cougar factory mark. Since the TTC was imported, it has a manual trigger block safety installed to adhere to laws, while my TT-33 has none. Now some TT-33s will have safeties put on them by an importer or to adhere to laws once they're here in the US, but this makes them less desirable than the TT-33s in the original no safety configuration. Shooting the TT-33, there was no discernible difference from shooting the TTC. I still enjoyed the accuracy of the flat shooting round. One of these days I'll have to test whether they cycle well with the broom-handle Mauser ammunition, but I don't want to waste too much of that as that's a harder ammo to find. Please pay attention to where your elected officials and the groups who claim to represent you stand on the Second Amendment. You just might find the Republican you supported and the NRA agree more with Feinstein than they do you. Please research and, by God, vote in the primary, or else you risk a Republican Party choosing a rhino who will vote like a Democrat once elected. Please join and support the GOA, a no-compromise Second Amendment organization who keeps you informed on what's actually going on. Finally, join your state's organization as they do the most fighting that pertains to you. Please check out my other videos, comment, like, and subscribe. Also, check out my Facebook, Twitter, and who I support on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.